Okay, so I'm not gonna be taking too much of you guys' time tonight. Um, what actually happened this week? Price ran really fast and it reached um, weekly levels. So with that said, price is at either major support or major resistance, and when price is at these big levels, and when I say big levels, I mean weekly time frame levels, then it's normally going to make a jump, big jump. So the ones that I've prepared for us tonight, those are Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY, USD ZF, AUD USD, USD ZAR, NZD and USD CAD. So we're gonna jump right into it. You guys can see my chart, right?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
see it.
Yes, I
Oh,
see.
so one important thing that is worth noting here on the Euro USD price price channel is that price made one massive move to the upside, and you should know that this is all part of coronavirus movements. So I would expect here the one here at the bottom to make a false break as well. And I'm not saying it made a false break and from here it's gonna jump up, but this close has been quite direct. So if I switch down to something like daily, okay, so I actually see some rejection over there. But this is normally what is known in the forex market as momentum that is running out. And for other people, this is also known as an inside bar. I don't normally believe in that bar, this bar, that stuff. But to me, this means that price to the downwards, to the downward side, the momentum to the downward side is running out. This rejection, I will not take lightly though, because what this rejection means is that price tried trading above the weekly support and above the support of the price channel as well, and it failed to do that. So if I drop to my 4 hour, I will see that I do not have a close below the previous low point. Um, price actually went and closed above this area. Not only that, it closed significantly above the previous candle. So that means some bullish momentum is to come. So what I would expect, um, I would expect something like this. I would honestly really say that is what I would expect for a scenario one, and then for scenario two, I would expect something like this. So what I'm basically saying at this point, I'm not putting my exact money behind the dollar as Donald Trump only now. And I don't know why that guy's such an idiot. Like the whole time he's been saying coronavirus is a hoax and all of that, which caused a lot of people to pump their money into the dollar, which you obviously saw here. Um, but right now he's acknowledging, and that also makes one wary to put one's money behind the dollar. So I'm not fully saying with this prediction over here. I'm not fully. I am saying that the dollar may gain strength, but with my prediction over here, this is basically me saying that strength is not only um, exclusively held for the dollar. At this point in time, it is favorable for the dollar due to the fact that coronavirus has been hitting states like Italy and France real hard. So the virus is in full effect there, and that might affect the value of the euro, as the value of the euro is obviously made up of the value of Italian stock, French stock, German stocks, and all of that. So whatever happens in whichever European country, that will affect the European euro. So for my first predictions, I would I won't lie, I'm a little bit more favorable towards the dollar, but I'm not gonna exclude that the euro might gain strength and turn this whole thing around, as China and Cuba has been sending help to Italy and France and all of them, as their medical staff is also taking um, some real knocks. GBP USD, there isn't really much I can say about this one. As it took out a significant weekly support zone, as you guys can see over here. Every time price came real close to it, it pushed price off it, and the fact that price came so close to it and pushed off it, that tells you the integrity and the strength of this line. So if I switch to a daily time frame, I will see that my last bar fully engulfed my second last candle. So, but there's also, I'm not gonna discount this rejection that came into play here um, late late Friday on before closing. So, what I would expect, because of the line being such a strong line um, before, and offering support, an unwavering support. But now, like, I don't know if you guys remembered like what I told each of you when you came for your classes. I told you that um, stuff like natural disasters and according market terms, like we all know this is population control and shit, but during market, or according market terms, this would fall under natural disasters and stuff. Um, like I told you guys that natural disasters do not care about um, technical analysis. So this would be what I would be expecting for this, for GBP USD, with the rejection here. Next we have USD JPY. It made what I predicted. It did go all the way to the top, but going there, it came to a weekly resistance zone. And previously, when price came here, I wanted to take note of how hard it pushed price back down. Previously, when price came here as well, it pushed all the way down. So I want to see if I see any clues on a daily time frame. Um, this candle over here, this candle tells me. that the upwards momentum is running out because the market has really, really been doing the most, and it's just been running rampantly upwards in favor of the dollar. And whenever I see candles like this with big shadows to the upside and the downside, or big wicks to the upside and the downside, and little body like this, that tells me that the market closed really indecisively. And when the market closes indecisively, if it happens on a bullish run, if it happens on a bullish run, then it means sellers have stepped into the market. If it happens on a bearish run, then it means bulls have stepped into the market. So this is an example of what an indecision candle would look like on a bullish run. So on a bearish run, this is what I saw one just now. Just zoom in on. So, as you can see, the market has been running real hard down. And then after this candle, which is known as a hammer, which is quite a famous selling candle, as this candle predicts that the market is going to fall and fall real hard. So, this body is just slightly bigger than this body, but they predict the same thing, that the market will fall, right? But after that, you see an inverted hammer. Now, an inverted hammer is a hammer which body or handle is to the downward side, and the part of the candle is at the top. So that means that price ran to the bottom and it rejected to the upside. That will tell you that exhaustion within the downtrend is there, and price will be moving upwards now. So around here where price is now, I'm seeing the exact same thing happening after the strong bullish run. So all I'm expecting from this whole thing is that price just goes up to weekly resistance, and then after the weekly resistance, it comes down to the weekly support. But obviously, during the week, we will have to fish for that on the 4 hour time frame. Moving on to USDCHF. USDCHF reached a similar place as USD JPY. So I'm currently expecting USDCHF to do the same thing. As you can see, let me just fix this line quickly. So, as you can see, a very strong bullish run coming from the weekly support. And after that bullish run, we see an indecision candle over here. Now, this one is at the end of the bullish run. So, obviously, this thing is telling you that somewhere this market is ready to turn around. How far? Um, that is really dependent on how quick Donald Trump reacts to what is happening and how fast Corona is spreading in his country. And one thing that you should really take note of as well is that while while stocks are plummeting, China has been buying all of that. Like since Thursday, the Hang Seng and the Nikkei index has literally been the only indices that's been going up as much as 5%. So as these markets are going into shambles, these bitches are fucking buying. They're just buying, buying, buying. So we should also be buying. What? Let's wait for the analysis to tell us. So on audio is there. after this nice rundown, we see like this is one thing that I want you guys to know as well. Like just look at it here. Here, the candle, the exhaustion candle, it comes forth again. So we've had this very strong bearish run, and then we have this candle with a long wick to the downside, a long wick to the upside, a small body. So I'm just gonna mark down that body, and I bet if I go to a smaller time frame, that is like some sort of bullish breakout. So what's the chances? So I'm expecting audio is there, honestly, because the the whole thing is after after it broke out of this area right here, it made a low, went up to retest it, the place that it broke out of, obviously, and then it just kept dropping, and it never, ever came back to retest this low that it created after jumping out of this price channel. You will see it more clearly on daily. So after this low, right, after having broken out here, it creates a low, it jumps up to retest what it broke out of, and then it keeps falling without an attempt to retest here. Now, as you can see, I've marked down the opening and the closing of this last, the second last, the Thursday candle,
Yeah.
because the Friday engulfs it totally. And if you look on 4 hour, you will see that it makes a bit more sense. These two lines where I measured the open and the close of the Thursday candle, that lines is looking a little bit fucked up. I'm not gonna lie there, but we know what they are for. We know where they are valid. We know where they come from, and that is the most important thing that we keep in mind. That we know where this area comes from. So if I have to go to 1 hour, you can already see the bullish movements that is coming to play there. So um, all we have to do is wait for confirmation, and we can run all the way up to here. The confirmation that I sent on, I think it was Friday or some Friday, Thursday, something like that. It was this one over here, and as you can see, all USD gave you. So if you took this sell and you were really stubborn to not put your stop loss on either your entry point or on or in profits, then that is honestly just your fault. Knowing that we are in this financial climate that we are in, like you can't be playing out there. You can't be playing out there with your money. Coronavirus has wrecked or has caused way more wreckage, or the wreckage that it has caused faster than the 2008 crisis. So when the 2008 financial crisis came to this level, right? It was it like a long time already. So if I can measure it up, I would probably say it was going in, say, 6, 7, 8, 9 months already. Whereas coronavirus came in early January and started fucking shit up. Like stuff hasn't, like I promise you guys, if we go on lockdown, no, and please do not go panic buy. Think of the next person, because we can overcome this shit. But if we go into lockdown, our economy is gonna cut. our economy is gonna crack because a lot of people will be laid off from work because businesses won't be surviving. Um, the billionaires that we do have are fucking selfish motherfuckers. They would pay 30 million to have fucking Beyonce here, but they will not pay for face masks and shit. Um, yeah. We are sitting with a bullshit government. Um, so the best right now is for us to self isolate and just make the most of these setups that's here every day because the corona is probably not going to stop right now. And if you see people doing ignorant shit, please moor them because South Africa has a lot of stupid people. Like, really, there's a shitload of stupid people that's been doing a whole lot of stupid cuck. So, going on, um, this is what I've been seeing on USD ZAR. Sorry for my little rant there. It's just that people don't understand why the president operates sometimes to make the decisions that he has been making. Because let's face it, if nigga closed shop January already when China closed shop, you'd have January, February, March. We're going on to April now. You'd have 3 months of people being without fucking jobs. Now, knowing my old boss, nigga is a fucking billionaire, but nigga will not pay me to sit at home. So, meaning for those 3 to 4 months, people would have been without work. Those of you that are working, it's probably because of Cyril not saying, yay, let's shut all of this fucking shit down. Everyone go home. No one is coming to work until Corona is out of our country. But we are getting salaries because of that. And he knows that the South African economy cannot carry what Donald Trump is about to do for the American economy. Like, the Americans have bailouts upon bailouts upon bailouts. Their reserves are like endless. Like, let's be real now. That's the reason why. And I don't know if you probably if you've noticed what I said with calling them King Dollar, but they've literally been out there and they've been dominating every single currency market. And if you look at all of the in-house stocks like your Netflix, your Amazon, your Hulu's, all of them, they have been dominating that. That is why the dollar, or as Bloomberg has been calling it of like the king dollar, has been succeeding. But for me, where I stand concerning USD ZAR, I am really looking at a drop, a major drop and correction within this market. Right now, we are at, and can you fucking believe this shit? We are at 1752. 1752. And it's not because Cyril is a Dwes or anything, but it's just because and this is honestly what fucking stupid leadership does. So Donald Trump has not been recognizing the coronavirus and he's been saying like, oh, the coronavirus don't stand anything against us. We will come out victorious. Like every country is gonna come out victorious against corona, yes. But he has been making it seem like if corona comes, there's like people with scientific masks sitting somewhere, shooting rays, killing the fucking things. But in actual fact, that has not been happening. So what has actually been happening in the financial world because of Donald Trump putting up this bravado, a whole lot of people has been putting their money behind the dollar. And if we're talking money now, we're talking Redalio kind of money, not my small little dinky account. We're talking about real fucking trillions here now. So what's really gonna happen in the next few days? Because um, all of this gains on the dollar, Donald Trump did not expect this shit right now. It's fucking up his plan. For real, it's fucking up his plan because if you look at it this way, the dollar has been tanking for a fucking while before Corona. His whole plan was, let me just mark it out for you guys, because I don't like to sound like a crazy bitch, like for real. I know sometimes I rant about shit, but it's because I read a lot. So the dollar has been tanking for quite a while now, and it's guys, it's not that it's been tanking and the dollar is getting weak. Imagine that, the dollar being weak against the rand. Just fucking imagine that for a second, guys. A country that has pioneers like we fucking lost we lost Elon Musk to fucking America. Pioneers with like Mark Zuckerberg, all of those people. Like, how in the hell will the dollar lose to the rand? Like, this is premium ANC bullshit. So what happens? The dollar was supposed to fucking tank here, right? Donald Trump knew exactly what coronavirus would do to the dollar. So him playing nonchalant about it and being because at first, and you guys can go and backtrack on his, like, do not take whatever I say as gospel, guys. Go and research what I'm talking about. But in one of his statements a few weeks ago, like literally a few weeks ago, this man was not acknowledging Corona at all, and he was just like, yeah, the dollar this, the dollar that, we will beat this shit, we will beat this shit. Um, so what happened was, as I told you guys previously, a whole lot of investors, and this is why JPY has not been gaining strength at all. Apart from the fact that JPY is an Asian currency, um, everyone went and put their money behind the dollar. So all of these gains Donald Trump did not expect. It's fucking up his plan. It's fucking up his plan because what he was trying to do is, the currency was supposed to tank. And for guys, if you follow like American politics for as long as I have, you will start to begin to read between the lines of what politicians do to make it seem to the countries as if they are saviors. These gains Donald Trump wanted to happen before the elections so that he can be like, okay, look at what I did, man. Corona doesn't stand any chance against the dollar, and I'm responsible for this. So you guys will vote me in office again. So with that said, I'm expecting a massive reset to come over here. I might be fucking batshit wrong here, but that is also, and what I feel, what supports my theory is that in 2016 lost, the dollar to the rand saw this highs. That is another thing that also is really telling me that somewhere, whether by hook or by crook, I am expecting a correction to come here. And if it happens, guys, honestly, I'm not just expecting it to fall until here. I'm expecting this one, as I shared with you in the group, I'm expecting it to come all the way down here. Like, I literally do not know why our currency is lagging so much, because we have the most mineral resources. Like, it's proven. It's proven. Our and there's still a whole lot of oil banks that has not been discovered, that still needs to be discovered, that's protected. Gold banks, gold reserves, diamond reserves. A whole lot of people kept some shit away from the colonizers and when I speak colonizers, I mean now the old fucking British idiots that fucking came and took all of our shit. Um, so, with that said, I'm expecting this massive flippant correction. I don't know if it's going to happen within this year, because as I said, Corona is fucking up Donald Trump's plan into the fuck you. And his plan, when as soon as I saw that, I was like, shit, we're gonna make a shitload of money off this move that's gonna be strategically planned by Donald Trump. Um, so we'll be able to run this market down, and as soon as it starts showing bullish signs, we'll be able to run it all the way up again. So I was really looking forward to that. But Corona is even fucking up that plan for me, bitch. Um, NZD USD, pretty much the same thing that I see over here, guys. I see a strong bearish run down. I see a break of a weekly support area, and when weekly zones break, guys, I would just like to let you guys know that when weekly zones break, it will really be hard for price to get back into that weekly zone. So the weekly zone will push it away once, and price will do um I don't know if it's called back again or something like that, but price will come back to where it was, where it got rejected from, and then it will actually fucking fight. And when it fights at that zone, it will create a consolidation level, because then you will literally have not only just countries that's trading and whose trading affects the charts, but you will have a whole lot of bullish investors and a whole lot of bearish investors doling it out to see who comes out victorious. And when I look at the factor and the fact that the dollar is present for about 95% of world trade, because I don't know if you guys actually noted this. If you order something from Wish, the supplier, the company, the product will come from Indonesia, but you are paying in dollars. If you order something from Alibaba, um, you are quoted, and Alibaba mainly comes from Asia. Its products mainly come from Asia, China mostly. Um, you will be quoted in the dollar. So not only that, you see it like visible in the modern times, but whenever countries trade as well with each other, they get quoted in a dollar figure. Like I always never ever while I was a waiter, I never used to take the dollar figure like that serious. Um, so I was serving a table once with Nigerian guys, and they were like, "Yo, if you've ever seen Nigerian guys talk about money, like South African guys, you will cringe at that shit." So they were talking about
Yeah.
millions, and I'm taking that these guys are from the Igbo tribe, because the Yoruba tribe guys, they seem a little bit, laid back and calm about money affairs. So and these guys were talking real loud. So I take it they are people of the Igbo tribe, and the one guy was bragging about, oh, how he's just buying Gucci and all of that and all of that and all of that. And his brother was like, okay, you're buying all of that, but are you a millionaire in a dollar figure? And the guy couldn't answer him back, because he knows that a million naira ain't shit, just like a million rand ain't shit. Like you cannot call a million rand something in this economy of ours, guys. Like some people that think I have a lot of money, newsflash, on what I've saved so far, I've paid about 300 or going on to 400,000 rands worth of fucking tax. So a million, if you withdraw a million today, it's not a million, because you still have to pay tax on that stuff. People were taking Cardi B really serious. They were thinking she was dumb when she spoke about how a million is not a million. You will still have to pay tax on that shit. So, guys, when it comes to trading money, and I know some of you experienced it this week, when you have a chance to compound your money, withdraw some, keep some. You will get to where you are trading big lots and you are making big money. But while you are making small money and you are in that foundation phase of stuff, build up a compounding plan whereby you withdraw something every Friday. That is also the only way how I survived. Like for real, guys, I won't be giving you backhand. I won't be talking shit to you guys. This is literally the only way that you are gonna see the other end. And one of that is a good compounding structure. Even till today, I follow a good compounding structure. Like you will see on Friday, like some weeks, I would share like my full account. The reason why I also don't always like share my full account is because some people they would pray on your downfall and I don't want to give them ammo. So the times that I do, if it's a new week and I sent last week maybe my account where it's at 1.8 and the new week it's at 1.7, then you must know I followed my compounding routine. And that is important, guys, because you will not be able to do the big withdrawals if you have not built up um, I wouldn't say big money because it's not going to come that fast, but that is the only way that you will be able to secure what you have and move on with what you have. So, if I can make an example, you have a 1,000 rand, right? You make 1,000 rand a day. At the end of the week, you have 6,000 rand. Now you take two. You've decided on a 2,000 rand compounding structure. Every Friday, you're gonna withdraw 2,000 rand. For the month, that's four 2,000 rands. That is a 8,000 rand. Now, if you wanna talk about building your account, talk about it in the right way because now you have 8,000 rand that is safe, that cannot be harmed, that cannot be touched, that cannot fluctuate as price fluctuations happen. If you have a dollar account right now, would be ideal for you to making withdrawals while the dollar is in this beneficial position for you. Because at this, I mean, $100 right now is almost 1,800 rand. Can you guys believe that shit? A few weeks ago, it was just that the rand against the dollar was at 14 rand, 15 rand. So these smaller things, guys, you also need to take into consideration. But before I rant on too long, um, after seeing this exhaustion over here, was price went all the way down, came back up, went up, came back down, and closed obviously. But the fact that let me just check the pitch quickly of this rejection. Sure. Oh, 1,907 um 1,977 pips rejection. So that is something to consider. And then Friday, we have the same type of candle that ended bullish. So if I go to the 4 hour, I think I should get a little bit more info as to what is happening. So upon coming here, I see that the last high in the market was broken and the market closed a bit higher. And the low also closed a bit higher than the last low. So for me, the market is slowly moving upwards towards here. Maybe I will be able to see something on Shu. This has the exact same structure of old USD. I don't know if you can see that. So what I would expect this market to do is I would expect it obviously to go above the retest, go up, and then obviously be I don't know if it's gonna like break through or retest and come back down, but I'm open for any situation as I'm ready for any situation to happen in here. So let me just end this analysis. There we go. So I would expect a jump, and this is the last low. So if price suddenly drops, and this was just a false alarm, there would be no time for us to enter, guys. Late entries, you can enter late if you want to, but one thing that you will notice is that the market likes late entries because it takes your money on late entries. So this was where this one, if you were gonna sell to the last to the previous support, this would be where you'd enter, not over here. So for me, it would be sensible to wait for price. If I want to sell further, I would wait for price to move down, then up again to retest this low, and then down to retest that support. Now, on its way down, after retesting this low point, after breaking it, right, this is where we would be interested in looking for sales, and we would just be going up until there with our stop loss above here. I see no point with putting it above there, because if I'm in the wrong trade, I would rather like to find out here instead of here after having lost a shitload of money. And I'm not here for that. I'm really not here for that. Last week or the week before that, I had the scare of my life. I'm not trying to have that again. So, yeah. So the last candle you see on our daily time frame, that will be our Friday candle. The candle before the Friday candle, that would be our Thursday candle. Now, if you look closely, you will see that this is an exhaustion candle, meaning the bullish run has exhausted now. And for me, this would be the closest support, but to stay true to the fundamentals of my technical analysis, I'm not going to overlook these two candles, these two bearish candles forming this small downward movement here. I'm not going to overlook that, because these two candles is a retracement, and it gives a new high that is not being tested, by the way. So, with that said, price has retested this last high, and as you can see, once again, two candle movements, those are retracements in my books. Two candle movements, those are retracements. And we've already seen a strong rejection to the downside. So we are in time for this one. Bottom of a candle connected to another bottom of a candle. Let me just go to the 1 hour to make sure my analysis is neat. There we go. You can even have it on 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 an hourly time frame and take confirmation from here. Let me just modify. Hey, Corona. So if you're gonna be interested in this USD CAD sell, then you would look at making this your take profit one, this your final take profit, and by then by then, because because this is what we're dealing with. Let me just show you what we are dealing with. Price actually went and surged up all the way. Yeah. So with it going to these levels, which it last visited in 2015, like that drop is just meant to happen. That drop is like just meant to happen. So we could look at this as our final um, destination for the sell on USD CAD, or we can look at this as our final destination for CAD, for sell on USD CAD. Another thing that just jumped out at me right now is if price, let's say price drops all the way below this level. If it drops below this level, I'm gonna expect it to do what its previous points did when the market came there. So it came from the bottom, retested, and shot back down. So if price runs up all the way on the support zone and it breaks below here, I would honestly expect price to do this. No cap. So I would look at, honestly. So if I'm gonna have just another thing, if I'm gonna have, I'm obviously gonna have one, two, but I might enter a third time, right? So how that will work is I will keep the entry, the take profit for my third entry. I will keep that open, and then I will just continue following the market with a trail stop as the market goes into a downward free fall. But that is only if the market continues falling, because if it starts to rise again, it's gonna take me out on um, on a trail stop in profits. Okay, guys. So those were the ones that I prepared for you guys. Um, I'm gonna head on back so that I can share this with the WhatsApp group. There's no some guys that's no how sad with me not sharing the setup that I discussed with you guys. But that's their problem. If they're not gonna make an effort to be here, then that's just their issue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be sending all of these setups that we discussed now. I'm gonna send all of them in the group, and I will make small bullet points on them as well, so that because I know I ranted about a whole lot now, but those bullet points, those will just cover um, the main bias that I have for that setup, so that if like that is the other thing that you guys should also note. There's a lot of setups that I would send, and I would personally like not after like sending it, after making the prediction on it, after saying okay, it's gonna just go to that level, and then it's gonna drop from there. Like after that, right? I don't worry about it. There's some that I don't worry about, right? But with me sending the setup, right? That is just me basically telling you, okay, this is gonna happen. You know what confirmation looks like. So because you know what confirmation looks like, please take advantage of it. I will try and be a little bit more hands-on this week and actually follow through on a lot of what I send up on. because normally like I've really become um, comfortable in just trading 4 5 pairs, even though I've analyzed like 20, 25, all of them, then I maybe just stick to 4 or 5. But I'd like for you guys to like make serious money and expand on other pairs as well. So for this week, because of the pandemic, I would like for you guys to practice some serious patience concerning confirmations number one and concerning your analysis. I'm always there on WhatsApp where you can just send a double check on your things, and like I promise you guys, I found that the only way to get through to you guys is if I talk straight. So if I talk straight, do not think that I'm being nasty to you, or I'm cutting you short or anything. But like guys, I have to talk straight, I have to talk straight because in school we had the teacher that spoke around the bush, and if you didn't do the right thing, she follows up with a cane. And like, in real life, there's no canes here. The only cane in real life would be the situations that life throws at you after not like taking advantage of those situations. So for this week, try and really push yourself in terms of patience. Not every day is a trading day, and like same like the other day, I think the last setup that I sent was Euro USD. Like I sent that setup and then I went out to go shopping with my grandma. Like she's turning 90 in a few months. So I'm whenever she goes out to go shopping and stuff, I'm like a bodyguard basically. Because she's frail and people. I don't know if you've noticed people in Cape Town generally, they do not care about old people. So Euro USD actually made a big move on both of the setups that I seen, and some moves is gonna be really really expecting of you to be daring. Like if you gather with what I sent on Euro USD, um, it confirmed, but I didn't send the signal on it because the risk was that big, right? That didn't mean it wasn't a profitable trade, right? That just means that I am considering people with smaller accounts than mine, because I know people would look at my account and think that it is big. It is actually not that big. It is actually a really small account. Um, so when these losses come, then people think I actually like I can't take it. When in actual fact, um, 2 weeks back with Euro USD and Euro Odd, when Monday opened and we opened that Monday on big losses, like I was sitting sharp on a 810,000 minus. Like that was my heart set in my ass. I wasn't list for anything anymore. I didn't want to go to my cousin's wedding anymore. I didn't want to have breakfast anymore. I didn't want to do anything anymore for the day, you know. So sometimes it's that I do take my own account into consideration, but I also do take your account into consideration as well. Um, this coming week, I will try and release. I know I say it every week and then I get like intensely busy, but this week I will really try and put out content in the group concerning some of these things, like trade management, following up on your trade, re-entering on your trade, um, and just following through up until the major take profit points. I will try to put out stuff on how to read reversals in the group as well, and then because if you can read a reversal, then you will know exactly when and where and how to take charge of the situation. I will try to make content about. I know I was missing something. I can't remember now. But just check the Facebook page because I will obviously be posting that there. And another thing as well, like as soon as our country goes into lockdown and stuff, I know there's a lot of people that will be needing money. So when the country goes into lockdown, like please have patience with me, guys, because one thing that I'd really like to do is send the signals that I give to you guys. I'd like to share it for free on Facebook, because there's some guys that will be laid off from work that will not be able to make money. There will be guys that that they have a trading account, but it's just there because they don't know how to work with it. They don't know how to go about using it. So these coming weeks, I will really just look at creating content to also just help those that's out there that's in need of that small. Like I won't be giving out our secrets. Like no, I won't be like making you guys pay 3,000 rand and then give out all of that shit la di da for everyone. No, I will just be sharing signals, and like one thing that I've noticed when people get free signals, they very often do not go back and check, hey, how did this guy formulate the signal? How did he get to this signal? They are only worried about getting the money right there and then. So if you know about a struggling trader or like a family that might need it and you have time and stuff, like hook them up with a free XM account, that free $30 account. Try and help them get registered, get them to follow the page because I know I'm not the best trader out there, but I am profitable and I know what I share a lot can benefit from because in this time, like it's already cut that we are in or that we just came from load shedding, right? It's really cut that we just came from load shedding, and was probably when Corona is done, we're gonna go back to load shedding, and then people will be in an even more precarious position where you will have okay, you have a job, but we only need you on certain times because what's gonna happen now is Corona is gonna teach a whole lot of bosses how to do things by themselves and how to delegate workloads so much so that you only need specified teams of people for specified things. So people that's gonna want to return back to work, it will either be that there is no work for them or there's no space for them, and then by then hopefully they would have taken the signals and the free signals that I've put out there. But like another thing also, if the lockdown doesn't happen and stuff like that, then it will be business as usual. But I just think that it would be nice for a helping hand to be out there. Because I mean, if you look at it this way, there's a lot of people that's been that's gonna who has been living hand to mouth that's gonna like suffer immensely now. Like I don't have I luckily, or let me not say luckily, because in my granny's past days, that is the job that she used to do. But I do not have at the moment a house help in my family. But coming from the family I do, and certain family members having house helps, I know that if my aunt or uncle does not have a job, they will not be able to pay their house help, which in turn she will not be able to feed a family. And if this lockdown happens, it will not only hit the house help, it will hit the the small business owner, it will hit the street vendor, it will hit the taxi driver, it will hit about every single economy that they can be be struck. It will hit every single economy. And one thing also, this is going to be totally off topic now, but do not fall for fake pastors, eh? Because all of these pastors like Bushiri and TB Joshua, all of those asswipes who's been playing with God's name, all of them, they're like dead quiet now.
Yeah.
None of them is saying anything. And if they were real pastors, if they were real people of prophecy, then they would have been able to quote the verse in Isaiah where God literally tells us, if, if, if I rain my wrath upon the earth, go inside until I'm done being angry at the world. And coming from a religious perspective, I do not believe in churches. Let me just go like straight off the bat. I do not believe in churches, and I do not believe in tithes. That is man-made shit. Like honestly, in back days, you would only sacrifice what you can, and God only took what you can. Tithes is so that your pastor can drive the latest Mercedes Benz. Like, I'm not into that. I have a personal relationship with God, and that is why I'm telling you guys, whenever you see these false prophets, do not fall for it, because yes, we are in biblical times, but we will get through this. We most definitely will get through this. Um, in closing, Wednesday, I will have another session. And the reason why I didn't have a session on Wednesday was because we didn't have a session on Sunday. So when I have a session on Sunday, then it's like I do have something to follow up with you guys on Wednesday. So if I do not have a Sunday session, that Wednesday I will not have a session as well. But this Wednesday we will have a session, and then we will be able to recap on all of this. I am, as soon as I switch to fiber, because they've been fixing the fiber in our roads now. Vodacom came and Vodacom took my details and stuff. So as soon as the fiber is on and the fiber is switched, I will look at making a Skype channel which would be active uh, for trades or advice for mentorship for at least 8 hours in the day, or at least even let's start with four, from 8 till 12 in the day, and like now it will be on. You can leave if you want to. You can leave if you've learned what you've learned. Um, and then let's say you maybe have a lunchtime or so and you have a quick time to pop in because you maybe have a question or something like that, then you can do so, because like now the call will be running concurrently, and it will not be recorded obviously, because I mean, who literally wants to run through 4 hours of footage? But it will be open, and you will have like that instant access to me. So I will be looking forward to going on fiber. So as soon as fiber is live here within our area, then I will most definitely be looking at having the Skype calls for like say 4, 5, 6 hours, and where it's literally just my chart running up the at the background, and me just having like say every hour an update, a news update, a fundamental update, or explaining what I'm expecting through charts and stuff like that. But I'm also looking at that because that will also just help you guys, become independent and learn how to trust yourselves within pulling the trigger on yourself, or by yourself rather. Um, Ene, I know you've gone through a lot this past
Committed,
week.
but I've committed suicide last week.
Having built build 1,000 rand basically up until 10,000 rand and then losing all of it. Like, let me tell you, that
That
happens.
you won't be able to see. I'm
Yeah, the
standing,
glare, the glare of the shine
I'm
catches our
standing
eyes. But
on minus 12,000 bucks.
can I tell you what happened?
Yes, yes, do
Okay,
please.
so
You
what
know
happened was, what happened was, it's a four-letter term. It's called FOMO. You had fear of missing out. So the markets was running, and it was running favorably for some. Because the thing is now, I was really, yo, Henny, I was gonna go hard on you this week. But then I was also like, nah, this guy lost a lot, Rido. Do not be hard. Just speak normally, because one thing I was gonna bring to light with you was just USD ZAR that's been open for 2 weeks now. That reached our take profit level 1 and then ran up all the way to our take profit level 2. I was gonna bring that up and was like, yo, how can you lose and stuff like that? But then I've also realized that you have literally built up that 10,000, 12,000 rand. You have literally built that up by, say, 20% group trades and 80% of your own trades, you
Yes.
know. So I would also like for you, I would like to commend you on that, because not a whole lot of people will have the guts in this short space of time that you've been here to pull the trigger as many times as you have, because you've even shocked me with how fast you've been going, you know? And I'm not saying this to gas you or to make you feel like you are doing something special within the market or anything, because back, if you look back, it's probably just one loss where you were supposed to be like, okay, I've been on this run, I'm gonna sit it out for a day or two, and then I'll come back, gather my thoughts, then I'll come back. Like, one thing I want you guys to know, and the reason why I'm speaking with Henny so publicly about this now, is so that you, Razia, and you, Hendrik, can learn from that. Because you are also beginners, but amongst you three, Henny, Henny took, Henny took the most and the largest strides within Forex. He took the most jumps, he took the most leaps, because there was literally times that he would send me analysis, and then I would literally sit there and be like, yo, what are you doing? And then at the end of the day, he would send me like a positive profit roll, you know? So take into consideration that um, you will have that time, because before he got to that major amount also, he lost a lot. He took some
Mm.
big hits. He took some big hits and it came back. He saw now what is possible and what can be done if you believe in yourself. So all he has to do now is to refine what he's been doing, to work at what he's not been paying attention to within the strategy. And the thing that plays the biggest role within our strategy that we cannot see is patience. That is the only thing. Like, one thing I also want to to bring to light with you guys is a choppy market. So a choppy market is something like this. A choppy market is a market that you cannot trade. Doesn't matter what you do, how you look at it, you cannot trade it. This is a choppy market. The market cannot decide if it wants to go up or if it wants to go down.
Nice.
This is a choppy market, and when you see this, do not be afraid to sit out, guys, because um, even I learned my lessons the hard way because
And
I wanted to be in the market. I wanted to trade it, regardless of how choppy the market is. I wanted to be in there because I'm a trader, and if I call myself a trader, I must see trades running. And if I do not see trades running, I am not a trader. So as soon and that thought that I have to be in trades constantly, that thought really fucked me over, guys. It messed with me completely. So for this coming week, please be vigilant. I see time really went into the time I set aside for sending setups into the group. So I will not send them tonight, but I normally wake up at 4 o'clock. So I will send them from five onwards, because I really take out time for like mental health and reading and just being with myself.
yeah,
Like it's so funny, people taking photos of themselves, self isolating, and it's day 6 of self quarantining. Meanwhile, I've been living this like for the past 2 years. So seeing that is it's also just been really funny to me. But now that if it is so that your work like maybe tells you, okay, we don't need you for this specific time, um, it is bad, but it also is good because you will now have time to focus on your trades. You will now have time to focus on your skill and perfecting your skill. So if it happens that we do get a national lockdown and we do get cities that's gonna go into self quarantine, then do take if you're gonna take time out, do not fucking play games. Do not like if you're gonna play games, make it a thing of okay, it's my breather, it's my break time thing, But then spend time with your charts. Spend time like really like because I bet you guys there's things that when you look at your chart, you wonder, oh, but what is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? Now would be the time to really look into that and really work on that. Because one thing I want you to look at, Hendrik, is even though this loss of your dad came now, I want you to look at the fact that he took initiative and he made all of this money. Like I said, 20% of his account, I can probably be like, I was responsible for that. I can probably be like, that's my signal that made that. Just fucking 20% of his shit, eh? 80% is his, bruh. That's him. No one can take that away. That's him. He knows what he did on those trades. And at this point, it's just for him to um, keep on duplicating what he's been doing. Because that if you really look at it this way, our strategy consists of 3 steps, right? But as soon after you've taken entry and your TP has been hit, then it's like you're just going back to step 2, which is okay, I've identified my support and my resistance. Where's the market going to move from there? And back to step 3 you go so that you can find entry. It's the whole time just going to be like that. But for this week, Henny, please do um, please do check in with me. If you really feel strong on a trade, I don't know if you've noticed this, but you would maybe send a chart, then you've entered a trade already. Then I like don't know if you want advice on the
what
trade.
the setup is,
But the
yeah.
thing is, if you're already in the trade, then it's like I cannot give you advice because
What
you are
advice, yeah.
already in it, you know? So if you really feel okay, I'm gonna enter this trade, I'm gonna enter that trade, 10 minutes before you do that or 10 minutes before it confirms, check in with me. Just be like, yo, I'm noticing this is happening. What do you think? Or send your chart and be like, Rydell, I'm expecting this to happen in the next few hours. Do you
Yeah,
corroborate this on your end? Because that will also just limit how many losses you take on your account as well. Like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like you did not do that 12,000 by yourself. I'm not gonna sit here and act like you didn't probably not stress on it on your own, you know. So having taken all of that into consideration, if you can make 12,000 any, you can make 12 million.
You know
I'm
what, Idol, my problem, and that's what I feel after I've lost all of this. Every single morning by 11, and remember, I work day shift this week. So
huh?
uh, I'm at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm at work, so there's no time. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But by 11, 12 o'clock, when I get home and Buta is here, then I show him
Mm-hmm.
1,500 to 2,000 rand that I've already made for the day.
Yes.
And then 3 days in a row, okay, exact same scenario. By 12 o'clock, I'm sitting on a plus 1,000, plus 1,500 rand. And tonight, when I get home, I'm sitting on a minus.
Sure.
It's like, I think it's like, I don't know if I'm getting greedy, hey, but listen, I can double this.
Mm.
And then I make the wrong choices.
Yes. Yes.
Instead of
So.
listen, and that's what Buddha actually told me is, but Dad, if you on 2,000 rand, fucking stop trading.
Mm.
You've made 2 grand for the day. Why do you want to carry on?
Mm. Mm. And essentially
Rather stop and
is
take what you have, uh, take a break, and you start again tomorrow morning.
yes.
And
Yes.
that I didn't listen to that advice, and that's
Yes.
why I'm sitting. I can show you. I can make a screenshot. I'm sitting on 700 rand equity. I must trade with it. I don't have anything else.
Okay, so this week will be a strong week of 0.01 for you.
So Friday morning, I did trades with that amount. I had 400 and something rand, and I made some money and I stopped. You
Mm.
understand?
Mm.
So I made the money that I wanted to make. I stopped and I said, no more. I'm not going to risk it. It's Friday. Uh, there's
Yes.
shit going to happen. So 12 o'clock Friday, I switched everything off, said, no more.
Yes.
You
That's
understand?
good
So
self.
that's going to be my strategy from now on. If I made some money by 12 o'clock, I'd rather stop unless there's something that comes through on the group and I go and do my analysis and I can see, listen, yes, I can still make some money on this.
Still make some money on that. No, that's true. And then another thing that I also like you, because I know we all want to build and we all want to get to our goals faster, but please do take compounding serious.
Yes.
Um, like
Yeah, I should
what
have listened to you there.
you were in a great position. And the only thing now, I'm not badging on this now to be like, oh, you're a cuck trader, you're gonna be a cuck trader if you keep on doing this shit and stuff like that. But I'm just giving you the lessons that is hidden within the loss,
Yeah.
right? So you were at a really great position. So if you take the 12,000 and you just decided, okay, I'm gonna set it out now, and you compounded just 3,000 for this week, for this past week,
Yeah.
right? That would have been 3,000. That's safe. It's out of your account. No market can touch it now, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a 9,000. Now you go on with that 9,000, 8,000, maybe 7,000 rand. Now you go on with that. Now you come next Friday. You see, okay, I'm at 12,000 again, or I'm at 15,000 this time. I'm going to take another 3,000. And then every, that is that is how you go on and how you move and how you build your safety net. That is how
Yeah.
you build safety net. Like in the beginning, um, when I started teaching, I used to reiterate the idea of having a safety net concerning money. I used to
Mm.
reiterate a lot. And the thing with having the safety net is that, like now, you've lost your capital, right? But if you had a safety net, it doesn't come from your salary. It won't come from money you're needing. It won't come
Yes.
from money you're gonna need. It's there. It's meant for this purpose.
Mm, mm,
Then you can decide, okay, I have a safety net worth X amount. This is how much I'm gonna take out. That is how much I'm gonna keep. And then eventually with your compounding as you're going, you will see that not only is because that is also if you compound, that is also a percentage based investment scheme. So let's say you are compounding 3,000 rand per month. Let's do it per month for
mm,
mathematical for mathematical sake here. You're doing and you made a separate account, a separate bank account now for this, right? So now you are compounding 3,000 rand every month in there. You're not gonna touch that money. You're just gonna keep it there as your safety net, right? So now
mm.
each month you withdraw the 3,000 rand and it goes to your bank. By the end of the year, you have made 12 compounded withdrawals, which means that would be around about 36,000 rand that just grew one side. It just grew one side. So while your bank account has been growing, your trading account has been growing as well.
As well, yeah, yeah.
And then you can decide, like, only you can work out, because only you know the financial situation that you are in. Only you
Mm,
will be able to define a compounding plan for yourself, right?
mm,
So you will have what you want to make, how much you want to withdraw as a compounding system every week, and how
mm,
much you want to withdraw once a month. So me as well, I have my compounding plan where I do weekly withdrawals every Friday, and then once a month I make one big withdrawal as well. That will easily range from 250 to 400,000 rand. So you have to have that in place. You have to take money out of your account, because while it's in there, if it's if it fall if it's in your account, it falls under the categorization of capital. And as you know, in this market, capital is always going to be at risk. So
yes.
whenever you've made, for future reference now, and one thing I can tell you now, Eni, do you have a pen and a book there close by?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's make your equity stronger. So when you log in now to xm.com, when you log into your members login area, right?
Yeah.
Um, there should be rewards.
Let me have a look.
There should be rewards because XM gives you XMP for trades that you are you going through your phone? Do you have the app there?
Yes.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. So log in and then you tell me quickly, because the thing is with XM, if you make a whole lot of profitable trades, they give you points, and that point system you can exchange for money.
Okay. Let me have a look. Okay.
Okay,
So
guys, I'm gonna sign off for now.
okay, no problem. Thank you for joining,
Okay.
Hendrik.
Cool, thanks, guys. Bye.
Right, bye.
Remind me later.